So Mara, how do you think you've changed, because you're the most popular host in esports in the country, and also you can say for MLBB esports abroad now, how do you feel that you've changed the way people look at esports because of your hosting?
I feel like the way people looked at esports before was that it's more of like a kid's game, like a young people's game. And maybe with my entry into esports, maybe I'd like to think that it added more elegance, sophistication, and more attention to details. I came from sports. I came from a network. So everything there was so detailed. Everything had to be perfect. And the esports industry is a young industry. So when I came in, I had a lot of suggestions. Even the simple thing is like wiping off I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to work. Even the small details of where the pillows are and where the pillows are and how it's located and the sponsored phones, I would actually have to wipe it before we go on air, making sure that there's no fingerprints, because I think like a producer sometimes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I would always think of as a producer in a sense that, okay, like how would the sponsors like it? How would the sponsors like the angle? How would the sponsor like my fingerprints and such?
And that shows that you have a lot of care for broadcast.
I care a lot. Yeah. Even sometimes, I don't know kung minsan medyo pakialaman ako, but minsan like the audio, the lighting, I'm very particular. But now, like, I have a lot of trust. I have a lot of trust with the people that I work with. But when I first came in, I remember that's one of the things that I would be so specific about. And in terms of the stage, I'm very particular about, okay, where's the camera? What I'm gonna wear. I had a vision that because it's world stage, I want it to look like, and I want to look like I'm in a world stage, like a Miss Universe. So I started incorporating gowns. And it made me really happy because now even in other esports, they don't just wear blazers anymore. Some actually wear gowns because the world championship. So there's a certain level of elegance to it and sophistication that you should put into it.
And it's you who started that trend. I remember the days when the host would just wear blazers.
Yeah.
Now they're wearing gowns like Mara Aquino. And how do you feel about that?
I like that I was able to influence, not just MLBB, but other esports hosts as well. Because when you think world stage, you would think world class. And I also want to represent how world class should look. And also Philippines, because when you're hosting, it's not just the players, it's not just the team that's representing the country. It's also every single talent that's part of it. So with that, I wanted people to know that this is how we do it in the Philippines. This is how professional we are. This is how elegant and sophisticated we are.
A lot of people know Mara Aquino because they see you on camera, but behind the scenes, they don't know that you are protecting the players from a lot of people, and most of the time from themselves, and what they're going to say. Can you tell us more about that?
People think that the questions are just right on the spot, but I recognize that because I came from sports where it's more adults, more like 30 and above. Now you're in esports where you're dealing with people who are 18, 16, 20, 21, and sometimes they don't really know how to answer in front of the camera. A lot of people don't know that before I ask the questions, I actually prep them. I tell them, this is what I'm going to ask you. Just so one, are they comfortable with their questions? And two, if they need a little bit of help, sometimes they would ask me, Ate Mara, ano sabihin ko? Then I would suggest what they could answer, because I want to make sure that they're represented in the best way. That's when I realized in the beginning when I was answering them, oh man, they speak what's on their mind without knowing the consequences of their answers. So that's when I realized I should give them the question first and I should tell them. And there was even a player, but it didn't push through. There was even a player that I saw great potential in. And I talked to the coach and I said, your players should learn how to answer on the mic. They should have media training. Would you like me to train this person? It didn't push through, but I make sure, because this person had a lot of issues in social media. And I saw a lot of potential in this player. So what I do when I'm on stage, hey, I'm going to ask you this. Make sure that your answer is more humble. Make sure that it's not, because people, even though they don't mean to be mayabang, they don't realize that yung answer nila nagiging mayabang.
Not a lot of hosts are like that. They just read the prompt and that's it. But you're different. You must have picked that up from somewhere.
From sports, we're always taught responsible broadcasting. So that's always something that we as a reporter, because I was a courtside reporter, as a reporter, that's something that you have to keep in mind, that you have to be a responsible broadcaster. Are you putting this person in a good light or a bad light? Sometimes when you read too much, the script and prompter, sometimes you kind of forget that, hey, how is this going to affect this person? Because you're just reading everything that's in front of you. So that's something that, that can also be a learning curve. But, I came from sports kasi as a reporter. So we always have to make sure, yes, we want the hype. Yes, we want the ratings, we want the hype, we want to make it more interesting, we want to put more drama, we want to have discussions. But at the end of the day, are we putting this person in a good light or a bad light?